Hello everyone. So today we are going to work on this dust cloud when we start the helicopter. Let me show the demonstration. So as you can see, when the helicopter blades starts rotating, we get this dust cloud around the helicopter, and as we lift up, it will dissipate because there is no ground beneath. And again, if we after moving, if we again move closer to the ground, the dust cloud will appear again. And when we stop the engine, the dust cloud disappears. So this will continuously work. If we restart it again, the dust cloud will again start appearing around the blades. Alright, so this dust cloud is created with Niagara's effect system. So let's see how to do this today. Okay, so first I have to create the particle effect, and for that, let's see, we have under starter content this 𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿 material. We can use this material to create the smoke effect we need. I'm not gonna show how to create this material from scratch because this is pretty simple and you already have it under starter content. Also, we have this particle color node as well that can be used to change the color of the particle. So let's go ahead and create a Niagara effect. How should we do that? Let's create a folder effects and effects Niagara system. Let's create new system from selected emitters. I'll use this fountain at finish ns helicopter. Okay, so this is what we have. So let's go to the sprite renderer and change the material to the one I mentioned before, smoke sub UV. And if you go closer, you can see this array of smoke because we haven't set the sub image size. If you open this material, you can see under texture coordinate we have used the tile in 8x8. So we have to give the same index here, 8x8. So we will have a different smoke sub UV for each instance. Right, now let's start modifying this to match our need. First, I'll go ahead and add this to our helicopter. Let me open the helicopter blueprint. And let's add Niagara particle system, NS helicopter. This is already selected, but because I have already selected it in the content browser, so that's why it's automatically assigned it here. Right, now this is the particle effect we get. Right, and it's already inside the helicopter, which is not good. So yeah, that's not a problem actually. If I go here, you can see the particle effect here as well, which is already inside the helicopter. Now let's go here, and first I'll change this to GPU compute simulation, and I will fix bound, and under initialize particle, let's set the we don't have a scale here. Right, let's add a scale by, so a scale is sprite size, and I'll change this into a curve. Scale vector 2D by curve or from curve. Let's go with by, oh, it's 3D. Let's use 2D from curve. Here we have y and x. Initially the particle size should be small and it should become bigger as the dust sprite is spread away from the helicopter. So let's make it move like this. And it's always good to have some smoothness to the curve, so I'll make it auto. And set it like this for both x and y. Right, now I'll set the scale like 20. Right now it starts to look like more like a smoke. Let's see here. Okay, now this is still inside the helicopter. It should spread outside, and also it should have collision, otherwise it won't collide with the ground and move away, spread away from the helicopter. So we need to have collisions as well. Let's add collision. Fix. Compile. It is still compiling. Alright, now it is only inside. Let's see, let me move up this bit. Okay, it stopped rendering because right, I know, because the particle is inside this cube. So let's make this cube invisible. Right, now we see the smoke, and still it's not good enough because I think it still blocks. So let's move it further down here. Shall we move it somewhere over here? Right, and also let's change the direction of the smoke. Add velocity and cone. I'll make Z1 and cone angle, let's say 90. Sorry, Z minus 1. Alright, now it looks better. And please note that this should only start appear when my helicopter rotates its wings, not before that. Right. And when I'm here, I don't see the root of the Niagara system. That's why it stops rendering. But I think we can fix this with the bounding box. Fixed bounds, yes. But if I make it 1000. No. Right, I was not able to fix it with the bounding box approach, so and I couldn't find any other way as well. So let's just switch back to CPU simulation, and collision is now analytical planes. What's the default value? Let rest. Okay. Is it colliding now? It does. Okay, let's use this one. It was not colliding because it was already inside here. Okay, but this seems better actually. Alright, now this seems to work because even if the emitter is out of sight, the line of sight to the emitter is blocked, still I can see the particles. So this is something we can work on with. Alright, now we set the scale. The next thing I want to do is speed and the opacity. Let's change the scale to 2030. Yeah, that's better. Okay, so this effect should be a lot faster, and also near the chopper I don't think we need to have much of a visibility of the smoke. It should become visible when it moves further away from the helicopter. So here, scale color, I'll move it like this. And add a key. Okay. Right, that seems better. Now let's work on the right. This seems fine. Now the speed. So speed is decided here. Add velocity minimum 500, maximum 850. Shall we try 5000? It's not visible because initially visibility is turned off, but if I move it up, now it becomes visible, but it goes all over the place, which is not very good. Let's decrease. Alright, this seems better. Not really. I think we need a much higher speed. Okay, let's try something like this. Let's add a high speed, and then let's increase the drag. So initially we will have a much faster speed. Let's set drag to 1, and let's increase this cone angle to 180. It was 90 before. Okay, let's set the lifetime to something in between 0.5 and 1.5. Right, what else we can change? Respawn rate 90. Let's see, 900. Oh yeah, this is better. This is better, but I think we can increase the size a bit. Let's try 40. Right, this is good, but we see a lot of dust inside here. That's because we get collisions over here, but I think we can do something about it. First, what I'm gonna do is now I think the particle is good enough. When the helicopter moves up, we can disable the particle effect. Yeah. If we change the transparency of the particle based on the speed, I think we wouldn't get this much of smoke near the chopper. So how can we do that? Scale color. Let's try here. Let's attach this Niagara system to the helicopter mesh, and let's rotate it with the blades. So do we have any sockets here? Wing base. Okay. Right, let's move it down. And move it to the side. Then let's see. So what I'm trying to do is, then I'm gonna rotate it with the helicopter blade. So let's move it like here, and I'll change this cone angle. Let's reduce it like 10. Great. Now when the wheels rotate, these when the blades rotate, this particle system will also rotate. Let's try that. See? Okay, but still we get the close range dust, which is not good. That's better. We can perhaps move it down a bit as well. Right. So now maybe this small angle is not necessary. This could be enough. But still I get some bits here, so that means I have to move it further away, right? X means, okay, Y is down, X. Why can't be changed? Why should not be changed? Alright, this one, let's say 500. Why it doesn't move? Can't I move it? And I'm gonna change the drag, increase it a bit so that the particles will not move too much further away. Right, but still I feel like we need some particles in the close range as well. So we can increase this cone angle. 10, let's try 30. I reduced the drag because I felt like the outward momentum of the smoke is not fast enough. Let's go to a free place where we don't have any obstacles that blocks the dust. And also I added this change this gravity force to positive 1000, so in the distance these particles moves up. Also, what if we move this particle a bit upward? That means 200. Okay, so however I did some modifications to make it look good. What I did is I disabled the collision because I wanted to start particles very close to the chopper, but with the collisions hard to do that. But anyway, I want them to move up as the particle moves further away from the helicopter, so I increased the drag to 2 and gravity force I changed to 2000 positive along Z axis. So after doing those changes, this is what I got. So I think this is good enough. And when we move up, we need to disable the dust because we don't need it anymore. Also, I modified this scale color and scale sprite also a bit. Actually, you have to kind of change these things and see which values works best. Otherwise, it's really hard to do it in one shot unless you have done it already and tested everything and paste the values here. Okay, so now let's see. Changing the color. Dust is usually has some yellowish. Too much. Okay, now let's see how to make this dynamically start and stop so that we will see the dust particles only when the blades are rotating and also closer to the ground. So I'll make this remove auto activate, and then here we have a parameter RPM. Where do we update it? Here we modify the engine sound, and right, let's add a sequence here. And create a exit node. Right, now here we can create, let's add the reroute node and collapse this. Let's call it dust cloud. Oh, wait a minute. Actually, this is not really necessary to call in every frame. So we can create a custom event. Check dust. So here let's add the do once node because we need to call this part only once. Then I'm gonna iterate. Here we are going to do a line trace to determine the distance from the chopper to whatever the surface below it. So line trace by channel. Starting point would be this one. Yeah, ground detector. Ground detector world location. and the endpoint would be this one, right? This one maybe, let's say 500 units. If this is true, we can activate the Niagara system, and we can deactivate if this is false. Right now we this should be repeated, let's say per second. Doing once a second check should be enough. Branch, or no need to have a branch for now. Okay, and we need to call it somewhere, so let's call it in the, do we have begin play? Yes. Check dust. Actually this only needs to be called if we have started the engine, but let's try this one. We didn't consider the speed of the blades. Sorry, this must be negative, not positive. 800, let's see. Okay, yeah, it is already activated because it hits the ground already. What I have to do is I need to consider the rotation and speed of the blades as well. So here we can get the RPM. What kind of a value we get here for RPM? I'm not sure. Let's check. Let's activate it if the RPM is larger than 5. So this one and RPM larger than 5. Actually this is not really RPM because not rounds per minute, we have a lot more than that, but that's the variable name I have used. So alright, now when we are in the ground we don't have the dust particle anymore. here when we are closer to the ground we get the dust cloud. Okay, and to fix that going through effect, what we can do is, wait, this is the root. We can set it completely, set the bounds of it to encompass this whole object. So but if I increase the scale now, it could be a problem. Let me duplicate it for one. Do we have any references to here in the code? No. Okay, then it's fine. Then I'll change the root 1. Okay, now it contains everything. Let me hide it. Then let's interchange this. Oh wait, that's not good. Wait, scale of this root is 1 1 1. This one is 16.5, 3.5, 3.75. So we need to compensate for that. That means if I move it like this, now this scale. Let me quickly do that. So this is the scale we had, 116.5, 0.6060. Zero set 0. No, right? And width is 3 point, y is 3.5. So 1 divided by 3.5, this value. And z component 3.75. So 1 divided by 3.75, this one. Okay, size is correct. If I make this visible, oh wait, there is an offset. But I can fix it. Right. let's see here. Where is helicopter? Okay, let me remove the visibility of not the road, this one. Alright. Now we should not be able to overlap with any other objects. But for the blades, that's a different story. We have to change it manually. What I'm planning to do is, if the blades collide with any other object, we will break, like they should break and we should crash. That's what I'm planning to do. So if I try to move down, now you see the helicopter is not colliding. It doesn't go around. So we get the dust because we are over some space. Now I don't need this line trace to be visible, so I disable it. And yeah, that's it. I'm gonna stop this episode right here. So as always, project files will be available for the download in the Patreon page. Link would be in the description below. And if you like to support my work, you can get the membership of the Patreon club. See you in another episode. Goodbye.